Welcome to this week's Tax Chat. I'm your host, Alice Lungu. Tax Chat is a program brought to you by Zambia Revenue Authority in order to help you understand about tax matters. In the tax administration, it is expected that taxpayers will cooperate with a tax system by ensuring that they make correct and accurate declaration in the return filing and payments. This will actually extend the import and export of doing business, where all declarations are expected to be accurate. This is followed by the payments of all taxes due, and if these requirements are not fulfilled, this may result in penalties and interest and later into debt. It is important to note that all citizens are morally and legally bound to pay their fair share of tax. This will help the government to provide infrastructures such as roads, hospitals, bridges, dams, health services, education facilities, and many other services. All these depend on the tax revenue. And today we are looking at debt recovery on ZRA taxes and enforcement. To help us look at that is Stanley from Zambia Revenue Authority. Stanley, good morning and good to have you on the program.
Good morning, Alice, and good morning, viewers.
Yes, Stanley, today we are looking at debt recovery on ZRA taxes and enforcement. Just to kickstart, what makes taxpayers accurate debt?
Okay.
Kambeko maybe debt dikamba bankani ya Nkongole manje.
Nkongole, yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Alice. I think from the beginning, it's important to first of all appreciate what debt is. So that's a very important question. So debt, we are talking about in Nkongole. If you're in business, you don't pay taxes for various reasons, eventually you are going to discover that you are going to accumulate a huge debt in Nkongole. So when you talk about debt, we are talking about in Nkongole. Now, the question you are posing is very cardinal, very, very important. What brings about debt? What factors brings about the accumulation of debt? So there are so many factors that we can look at. One of the factors that we can probably first consider is that if you are doing business, you are required by law to ensure that you are submitting returns. So the returns we are talking about, this is a situation where every month or every year or every period that you are required to submit that return, you need to ensure that that return is submitted. You are simply informing ZRA in terms of the business activities for that particular period. So that's a return in simple terms. So ngamachita submit your return. Then ZRA evaluation in terms of how you are faring with your business. Now, if you don't submit that return, then you discover that you are going to accumulate some penalties because you didn't submit that return on the due date. That's number one. Number two, if you submit that return, quite okay, and then you fail to pay the tax that is supposed to be paid, that will also bring about the accumulation of debt. Okay, you can also talk about tax evasion. You are doing business and you are concealing income you don't want to declare. You know, the government needs revenue to operate. Now, if you are doing business, then tamle chita declared or tamle lipila okubomfyenshila shimbi mulefisa indala mosho mkwete. An assessment can be done, then that can also bring about debt. The other issue is smuggling. Mlechita business mwaya ku Zimbabwe or ku Botswana, mwachita import nama goods. Instead of declaring per border, mwafaya nshila shimbi.
Means
Yes. okwabula okukyusa declare. So that can also bring about a debt. Yeah.
Okay. Nangani matools bwanje mine bamayuzingisa kuchita recover change the debt to recover the outstanding arrears bankani yankongole.
Okay. So that is also a very important question. ZRA as a department, code enforcement department. So within this department, we have 3 units. We have debt recovery unit, that's where I'm coming from. We have what we call customs mobile unit. This unit deals with customs related matters. Then we also have domestic mobile unit. So under debt recovery unit, we have various methods or tools or inshirashimbi esho tuchitiramu recover ayama taxes kuli wala abalechita business but tabaleripira. But before we can talk about these tools, Alice, it's important to understand that ZRA is there to help businesses. So we are not there to close businesses because I know that the public has a wrong picture about ZRA. So if you are doing business, you have some financial challenges, you can simply come through so that we sit together and see how best we can help you. Okay, so we have first of all what we call non-intrusive tools or soft methods that we use to correct revenue from the taxpayers that are not compliant. So the soft tools, these are simply, simple tools. You can pick a call. We call you, Alice, on your account, your tipping account, there is a turnover tax of 500 kwacha, which you haven't paid, you need to pay. Okay? We can write what we call demand notice. It's a letter we drop, simply notifying you how your account is looking. If there's a liability, we indicate to you and when you're supposed to pay. We can also use what we call a payment plan.
Okay.
So a payment plan, this is simply a facility that ZRA uses to the taxpayers, to help taxpayers that have financial challenges. So this payment plan will ask you to apply so that you start paying slowly. Marambo kulipira ku panono in Congole, for example, ngapali 20,000. Instead of you paying 20,000 at once, because of your financial challenges, you allow me to marambo kulipira ko panono. So aya oyo tuita tama soft tools.
Okay.
Then at the same time, we have what we call intrusive tools. So these tools are only used or to yabon fiafe kuma taxpayers. But we have called them, tabalechita respond. Twatuma demand notice, tabalechita respond. Twaishoku kwata na bene meeting, tabalechita respond. So now it's very hard to bring the taxpayer on board. So now we have what we call intrusive tools. So these tools, one of these tools is tipping blocking, where your tipping is going to be blocked. Why? Because on your account, there is a liability. So when we block that tipping, it means that you may not transact. If you want to, for instance, you want to import something, because your tipping is blocked, you can't do that. Okay? We also have what we call TCC suspension. A tax clearance certificate. When we say TCC, this is a tax clearance certificate that you as a taxpayer, you are going to have to denote or show that you are compliant and you can do businesses with everyone.
Right, okay.
So this is a very important document. So now if you are not compliant, the TCC can be suspended, okay, which is very, very difficult for you to do business. Okay, the other intrusive tool we can use is what we call a warrant of distress.
Okay.
So a warrant...
Maybe to the viewers out there, Minister should understand the warrant of distress. Meaning a chani.
Okay, so a warrant of distress, this is a method or a tool that ZRA is going to use to recover the unpaid taxes. Okay. So we are going to register the movable assets that you have, list them, and also consider the liabilities that you are owing. Okay, so these assets, for instance, maybe if it's a motor vehicle, laptops, we will get them, okay, to the extent of what you are owing. So this is called a warrant of distress.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are only retained when the taxpayer has complied.
Okay, that's a very good one. So when these assets have been removed by ZRA, we actually give the taxpayer a grace period. We give about 10 days for you to come forward to ZRA to say, okay, at the time I didn't have money to pay, but maybe we can enter into a payment plan. So we'll still give you that room to enter into time to pay agreement. Mm-hmm. Then those assets will be given back to you. But in an event where you still choose not to come forth, okay, the authority now is going to consider those assets for auctioning. They can be sold so that the much needed revenue by the government can be realized. And then once those assets are sold, then the liability outstanding can be paid. So it's called a warrant of distress. We also have what we call a garnish. So a garnish, this is a tool that ZRA uses to actually recover money from third party. You can engage the bank or any other third party to actually correct the taxes. Mm-hmm. Okay. We also have what we call court proceedings or court order, where the taxpayer has chosen not to be compliant, not to be responsive, and then we can use this court order or court proceedings process to recover the funds. Actually, this is the last resort. We only use this particular tool if we've tried to use all the available tools and then we failed to get the much needed outcome. Mm-hmm. So these are the basic enforcement tools that ZRA uses to recover unpaid taxes. Okay.
You had mentioned something about garnish. I know the most popular one at the moment, yes, is the garnish order. What is a garnish, and why is garnish a tax? Why is garnish a taxpayer through bank or any other organization or individual? And what do we mean when you say garnish?
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Alice. I think that's a very important question. So at the moment, like you've indicated, this is the most used tool. Mm-hmm. So a garnish, like I indicated, this is simply a tool that the authority is going to use to recover taxes from third-party entities. For example, you can use a bank to recover the funds or any third-party entity. Okay, so at the moment, for those that are doing businesses, you discover that, for instance, you are supplying to the ministry, maybe any of the ministries, And at the time when you're about to be paid, you will find that according to Circular 7, the Circular 7 that was actually provided by the Minister of Finance, actually provides that before you are paid by any appointed agent, that supplier, first of all, has to undergo what we call a vetting process. So this vetting process, we will ensure that, first of all, we scrutinize your account. Are you up to date with return submission? Do you have any in Congole, the date we are talking about? How is your account looking? So the ministry, first of all, will share a schedule, a list to ZRA, and then now start doing the vetting process. Check if you are okay. So if we find that maybe you are not up to date with the returns or there is a liability on your account, then we will instruct the ministry to deduct a portion of what the ministry is about to pay you, so that we can help you recover directly from the third party. So when you talk about a garnish, this is how the garnish operates. Other than a third party, the example I've given, you can also talk of the bank. Okay? The law allows that we can engage the bank and check if you have funds from the bank, and then we garnish or deduct the funds from the bank according to the outstanding liability. So basically, in simple terms, this is how a garnish operates.
Okay. Stanley, nanga baja bantu bamene ba taxpayers bamene ba owing ZRA and a signed timeout to make agreement even before he or she is visited by the authority mangachite bwanji.
Okay, that's another important question. Why? Because these are the questions that we are getting out there. You have availability, you are scared to visit ZRA, you don't know what is going to happen. So that's why we are here, trying to disseminate this information. That if you are a taxpayer or you are doing business and you have availability and you don't know what to do, please come forward so that we can come and reason together. So you are allowed to come to debt recovery unit, and then when you come, you can come and explain the situation. We have tools such as a payment plan. We can actually facilitate a payment plan where you can start paying slowly. It's actually better if you initiate the process yourself. You simply come, even before we can actually engage you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Bali Livan to accommodate everyone out there.
Okay. Okay, so today land namkwai ukwebati ngachako bati namkwate nkongole, and then tamwishive ifya kuchitana nkongole shomkwete kuzedaraye limbi mwa register makwata 10 over tax or pay as you earn or VAT nomba tamwishive ifya kuchita today land at kutimwa isa ku debt recovery unit nga mwaisa ku debt recovery unit twalasa tumyafuilishe kuchitwa mpela payment plan mambo ku lalipila kwenkongole panono mukwaye.
Kuli mwamene mutitambira pa TV o kapena muti following pa Facebook olo YouTube channel yatu mungatire mbere ma message olo kapena kutitumira mafoni pali mafunzo ya topic yamene tiri nayo lelo yamene ikambapo kuti debt recovery on ZRA taxes and enforcement. Amene tiri nawo mu studio lero niba Stanley amene bachokela ku Zambia Revenue Authority. Don't hesitate to call or interact with us. For now, we go on a short break. We'll be right back. Don't change the channel.
Today, you probably helped save a life. Or perhaps helped keep a watchful eye on a neighborhood. Today, you probably help put food on someone's table, or help build a road that leads to a destiny. You may have even helped shape the minds of our future. By paying your taxes, you help keep critical medical staff in a job, a school to run, or a neighborhood safe, and a whole lot more. Your taxes help Zambia become better for you and me. Zambia Revenue Authority. My tax, your tax, our destiny. Today, you probably helped save a life. Or perhaps helped keep a watchful eye on a neighborhood. Today, you probably helped put food on someone's table, or help build a road that leads to a destiny. You may have even helped shape the minds of our future. By paying your taxes, you help keep critical medical staff in a job, a school to run, or a neighborhood safe, and a whole lot more. Your taxes help Zambia become better for you and me. Zambia Revenue Authority. My tax, your tax, our destiny.
Welcome back. You are watching Tax Chat, and we are looking at debt recovery on ZRA taxes and enforcement, and helping us look at that is STANLEY from Zambia Revenue Authority. Mwemini nezina kambira tikati boenda pa break kuri mwe bantu bamine mutitambira pa Lumen TV o kapena muti following pa Facebook page yatu olo pa YouTube mungatitumileko mafoni o kapena kutilembera ma message concerning na topic yatu ya minute nayo lelo olo kapena mufuno kukambako na ba ZRA mungatume toll free number which is 4111. So bametiri nabo ni wa STANLEY from Zambia Revenue Authority. STANLEY, maybe kuchita find out kudi ma taxpayers bangashite bwanji kuti bashite avoid intrusive or non-intrusive enforcement actions such as garnishing through my banks or my customers.
Okay, thank you so much, Alice, for that question. It's important that as you do business, you have knowledge. Yeah, because they say knowledge is power.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So ngana mkwata information. It means that kutumwa to avoid if into thing. So ngamlete the business. Each time you are being visited by ZRA, you know, you need to have time to plan. You need to have time to do other businesses, you know, make decisions as a business. So that's why it's important when you're talking about being compliant, you know. So to ensure that you are not visited by ZRA, mufire mwalipila ama taxes on time. Mufire mwachita submit ama returns or treat ama returns on time. Elo ngatwananda ukuchita submit ama returns nangu ukulipila ama taxes on time. Each tax type pay as you in turnover tax, income tax, yali kwa the time you mufire mwachita submit return. So when you're talking about information, this is the information to render. Oh, mwaba registered na turnover tax. So turnover tax, mufiro mwachita submit register return. So for turnover tax, the 14th of every month, mufiro mwachita submit turnover tax. Or payment na yena on the 14th mufiro mwalipira. Okay. So when you are compliant, it means that you are going to enjoy doing business with ZRA and you are not going to be inconvenienced. Bank garnishes ayo taya sangweko, you know. So it's very important that you submit the returns on time, make payments on time. Ngana mkwata challenges, we are here to help. Yeah.
Hapa zanivuta ko munganigwirire ko bazedara
yeah, you know.
But in order to avoid kukonkela,
yeah,
it's best you follow up and compliant.
Correct.
Yes. And just to ask another question, Stanley, does the taxpayer need to avail for ZRA to have a full appraisal and grant the time to make pay agreement?
Okay, thank you so much, Alice. Yeah, so like I indicated earlier, so when we are talking about some of the tools, nangwama means yamo eyo ZRA can help taxpayers to manage their cash flows. We have what we call a payment plan. So a payment plan ni nshiraimo eyo tubomfya ukwafirishako abanenso abalechita business. Namkwata 5,000, namkwata 10,000 nkongole 20 tamkwete ndalama. Okay? We understand. So you can enter into what we call a payment plan. So a payment plan will help you paying in Congolese in installments. Maybe if you say you're going to pay for 5 months, we will allow you to start paying for 5 months. If it's 4 months, we'll allow you to pay 4 months. So the idea is to help you and just plan your cash flow. Okay. Now, for us to give you this payment plan, now I'm answering your question. For us to give you this payment plan, kwadiba ama requirements ayafaika, or the conditions that should be met. So these conditions that should be met for you to meet or to be granted the payment plan. So number one, mufiremwa ensure that you've submitted all the returns. So all the returns should be submitted. Number two, you need to ensure that you are registered for Smart Invoice. Okay, we have a Smart Invoice system now, which is very, very important. So as you are doing business, you need to ensure that you are registered for Smart Invoice. So we also consider that now if we are to give you a payment plan. Then you need to do a letter. This letter should be addressed to Director Enforcement. Okay, so in the letter you are going to explain now some of your financial challenges that you are facing and how you want to pay this liability. Are you going to be paying 5,000 per month? Are you going to pay for 12 months? Are you going to pay for 6 months? So you will need to indicate this information in this letter. Then you also need to attach the bank statements for the past 3 months. Okay, you attach so that we help you appraise the plan. Apart from the bank statements, you also need to give us what we call projected cash flow. So a projected cash flow will detail the income, source of income for your business, and also other obligations like expenses, so that we also appreciate that apart from paying taxes, you also have other obligations. You know, so you give us this cash flow set. Okay, there is another one which is also very important, just to show the commitment for you to honor this payment plan. You need to give us 30% down payment of what is outstanding. For instance, if what is outstanding is 30,000, so we are saying as you are applying for a payment plan, you need to pay 30% down payment. Okay. of course, if you have other challenges, you are not in a position to meet this, you can still come on board. We can still have a discussion at length. So these are the major requirements or conditions that we actually consider when we are praising you for a payment plan.
Okay. Just to take you back on this question, Stanley, Pankania, one, avoiding debt enforcement. You had actually mentioned to say one needs timely payments and debt swap and timely return filing. Maybe mukulondolola kuti bantu bashite understand kuti vane mumeaning amukakambati debt swap ni chani olo timely returning filing kuti mumeaning bwanji mukakambaso.
Okay, thank you so much, Alice. So to ensure that vazedra itabali mikonka sana, na to ensure that you are in good books na vazedra, so to run that timely payment, we are looking at the period. For example, I gave an example of a 10 over tax. So you menga madwapa 10 over tax. 10 over tax. Every 14th every month, mufiri mwachisa submit return. So nga mwachisa submit return after the 14th, mwalachita accumulate ama penalties. Payment, mufiri mwadipila pa 14, nga mwadipila after mwalachita accumulate futi penalties and interest. So you need to make sure that the return is paid between the 1st and the 14th of every month. So e period here were very important, so that my lutamwishire kuzedara atno pa account pamyandi pali penalty ndefa tax clearance certificate but ile kano kufuma because pali ishinkongole wa ma penalties. It's because tamle konka time. So when we talk about timely return filing, timely payment, this is what we are speaking to. Then you talked about debt swaps. This is another initiative that the institution actually uses to safeguard the much needed revenue for the government. So this operates in situations where, for instance, you owe ZRA and at the same time the government owes you. I don't know if you are getting that.
Yes, I'm getting it.
Namkwate nkongole kuzedra
Then the government.
But at the same time naimu government.
Government in nkongole naimu.
So now mlela that tamkwete ndalama. Isha kulipira ma taxes but government
in nkongole.
Naimkwatire nkongole. So how this works is that you now need to engage the Ministry of Finance. Yourself, because you are the one who is owed by the government. Indicate to the Ministry of Finance that I owe ZRI so much and you owe me so much. So I want this man that you owe me to be paid directly to ZRI. So that's a debt swap. But usually this one works for government institutions. It's a great initiative to safeguard a revenue for the government. Yeah.
Okay. In conclusion, Stanley, what is your message to the viewers on the topic that we had, which is debt recovery on ZRA taxes and enforcement?
Thank you, Alice. First and foremost, I want to make it clear that ZRA is there for all other businesses, for all our taxpayers. We really appreciate the great job that the taxpayers are doing. I'll give you an example. You know, when people hear about ZRA, other people, they look at ZRA with a different picture, you know. But where ZRA sits, looks at taxpayers, businesses, in a different manner, because we know that we will continue benefiting from these taxpayers. I'll give you an example. If you have a chicken, and this chicken gives you eggs, maybe every month, or whatever time period, and then you choose to kill this chicken today,
it will not give me eggs anymore since I've
tomorrow mukayasanga eggs.
Kuzangala kulibe kai nishi chicken type tapai.
So this is how ZRA looks at taxpayers and their businesses.
If we don't pay our tax.
So every coin counts. So ZRA is not there to close businesses, no. That notion that people have, that ZRA is there to close businesses, that is the wrong notion. We look at businesses, taxpayers, you know, as business partners. Yeah, because we keep collecting taxes from them every day. So if you have challenges, your financial issues, please come forward, and then we are going to help you. So we just want to make it clear to the business community, taxpayers, our taxpayers, that if you have issues, problems, please come forth. You should not be scared. From now onwards, you should start looking at ZRA in a different manner. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Stanley. It's been a pleasure having you on Tax Chat.
Thank you so much, Alice. Pleasure having you.
Okay. You heard it. Let's ensure we pay our tax for the betterment of our nation, Zambia, in order for us to have good facilities such as hospitals, schools, roads. Let's pay our tax. We've come to the end of the program. Thank you for tuning in to Lumen TV and for following Tax Chat. Remember to tune in again next time, same place. Remember, it's my tax, your tax, our destiny.
Thank you.